Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to the podcast. This is episode 1. I'm your host, Josue, or also known as Sway. And with it being the first episode, I thought I'd let you guys know what to expect. So the main thing with the podcast is it's going to track my journey and my struggles to having my dream job of being a professional barber. It's going to get everything from the beginning, from me actually having a corporate job, to me quitting that job, to me going to barber school full time, to me finally learning the craft that I've always wanted to learn, and finally for me to have that dream job I've always wanted. But of course, with any barbershop you go to, there's going to be some random conversations going on. So expect the same thing here too. There's going to be random guests, random conversations going on as well. But without further ado, I'd like to introduce my good friend, Adrian. You may have seen him at Whataburger sometime in your life.
Definitely.
I flew him in from the south side of San Antonio. So how you doing, bro?
Pretty good. Just so everybody knows, I am the official co-host of the podcast.
It's official, man. It's in writing.
I'm a guest today. Definitely a guest. I'll definitely be a guest every now and then, but official co-host. And besides being co-host, I am definitely the heart and soul of the podcast. Just so everybody knows.
Highly doubt it.
Highly say yes.
So what's going on, man? You looking
Nothing,
good,
man.
dude.
Always.
You lost some weight or what?
Probably gained some weight, but it is what it is.
Man.
But anyways, we're not here to talk about me today. That's enough for another episode. Here to talk about this barbering stuff, man. We got into barbering. I want to just ask you, what was your maybe first experience with barbering? Maybe first time going to the shop that you remember that you speak on? What do you say?
Man, my first experience was going back, dude. I could probably remember, I don't know how old I was, but my dad would always take me to the barbershop, or my brothers would. And I always loved it, dude. It was pretty cool, man. You walk in, you get that smell of aftershave or the shave cream.
Yeah, for sure.
The hair products. And back in the day, it was different, dude. It was like a bunch of older guys, so it was just a bunch of dudes talking, mature guys.
Bunch of bald older guys. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man, a bunch of white hairs everywhere, bro. But it was cool, man. You would have some good conversations. Those old guys had some jokes, man. So, yeah. And of course, man, like going to a barbershop, especially once you're a teenager, dude, you walk out feeling like $1 million. So
after that fresh cut, yes sir.
Yeah, man, for sure.
So ever since you were a little kid, then you've been going to barbershops pretty much.
Yeah, man. I never did salons, or I never did the like the franchises, like the Supercuts, or
yeah.
Kind of like those hourly salary people.
Strictly barbers.
Yeah, man, for sure.
And what made you, I would say, maybe kind of like prefer going to those barbershops instead of the chains, those chain salons, I guess? Was it the service? Was it like the prices? What was that?
But to be honest with you, bro, it's honestly all I've known. I mean, ever since I was a kid, dude, that's all I went through. Like, yeah, there was like those franchise or chains or so on, but I just never went to them. Like, my dad never took me, my brother never took me, so I just grew up knowing an old school barbershop. That's it. And I think my only experience with the barbershop was like a few times when my barber was booked. I would go to those chains of barbershops and they would just jack me up, dude. I didn't like it.
Yeah. The environment's, it's different there. Like, it's not the same feel when you walk in.
No, for sure, man. It's different, dude. It's you're a W-9 employee, dude. It's or W-2 employee, right?
Yeah, I think W-2.
Yeah, so you get paid hourly, so it's not you're not considered self-employed. So it's kind of the same way as you work in any other job in some
another
some
9
sense.
to 5 almost.
Yeah, you're not considered self-employed or your own boss or so on. So it's definitely a different environment.
I feel like they rush it. I mean,
dude, for sure, bro. Like, they try and get you in and out like in 20 minutes if they can, dude.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I definitely used to go to I used to go to Rio's and Supercuts. And that's
dude,
why
I used to, like, $4
it was like $5. That's why I went. Because you know how I is with the money. But
the struggle haircuts,
yeah.
right?
But once I started going to barbershops, I don't want to. I decided not to go back, just for the environment, and just because they definitely, it's a craft, man.
Yeah,
it's something people they take pride in. Well, when I did start going to get my haircut, it was like at Rios or like
mostly, right?
Rios mostly, Supercuts mostly. It wasn't until like I would say middle school or high school that I started going to barbershops.
Hey, bro, you wouldn't go often though, right?
Nah,
I've never seen them pictures of you.
Dude, I would take
Moses hair.
I'll take a minute. I'll take a minute to go to the shop. Like, I would grow it out.
Yeah, you had nasty hair, bro.
I used to have hair, now it's all gone, bro. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
But
Lord giveth, the Lord taketh.
Lord taketh, yes. For sure, man.
You can't have it all, man. You can't be
handsome
swole.
and have a full set of hair. Nah. But anyways.
That's what's up, man. So just so that people get to know you, man, how long have I known you, dude?
You have known me, I would say, a total of about 9 days. Nah.
Been on Craigslist right now.
Craigslist. No. For sure.
Looking for
Let me see. Dude, 2000. When were we freshmen? 2004? 2000.
We graduated in 2008, so you do the math.
Dude, freshman. We were freshmen like 2005.
Wow.
Dude, at least 12 years. For sure, at least 12 years.
Hey, dog, we sound kind of like a little old, right?
After I said that, I feel pretty old. For sure.
Yeah. But when do we get really tight, dude? Like in our early 20s, right?
For sure after high school. I knew you in high school. We were cool. We were cool in high school, but we started kicking it after high school.
Yeah.
That's when.
Yeah, I remember we started kicking it, but at that time you had that kind of wild job at,
I had that
at Walmart. You're working freaking.
I was working HEB. At night.
Night stalker, right?
I would never answer my phone or do anything, dude. I remember.
Yeah, dude.
And when we did hang,
I was always persistent, dude.
I was always super sleepy. I remember I was always tired, man. But yeah, but you worked the 9 to 5s, man. You've been there.
Yeah, dude. I've been working full time since
way back, bro. Way back.
No, in part of high school, like during high school, I was working full time some of the time, but for sure I've been working at least part time 16, and then full time 18 and up, dude. Full time with a part time job on the side, and then for sure full time ever since then. But yeah, man, I've been working full time in the customer service industry, dude. It's a little rough.
You have a pretty good job though. So my question is, why do you want to give up that you have a pretty decent job. Why do you want to give it up to pursue barbering, dude? Honestly.
Hey, dude, what's up with the 21 questions, bro?
Out of my job right now.
Yeah, that's true, man. I'm paying you good money to co-host.
You are. I will say that.
Nah, dude. Well, yeah, you're right, man. You're right. I wanted to say I am blessed to have a good job, good steady job. Since right after high school, man, with no, I guess, financial experience, with no corporate experience, with no job degree, I was fortunate enough to start working at a bank fresh out of high school. And it's always been great, man. I worked at a few different departments, a few different companies, always in the financial industry, always customer service. And you're right, dude, the pay is awesome, the benefits are awesome, the bonuses are awesome. The retirement package is awesome, but the job sucks, bro. Like,
I hear that.
I mean, I remember vividly actually enjoying being a busboy. I remember enjoying being a dishwasher because you could just knock off with your boys or joke around in the back, even if it didn't pay good. But you actually kind of look. I don't want to say look forward to work, but you enjoyed it, man.
I know what you mean. Yeah. You didn't mind going in.
Yeah, for sure you didn't. And but once I turned 18, I started working in professional jobs, man. I never liked work, dude. I've never liked the type of job I'm in. I've just always pursued it because the money. It paid good money. It allowed me to live comfortably. I mean, I'm not rich by any means, but I'm not worried about if it's going to be a steady income or so on. So I've been fortunate in that aspect, but customer service is tough, dude. It is tough, man. especially once you get working with rich people, dude. Some of them kind of have a little attitude. Not all of them, but
I hear that.
But I've gotten a chance to work with several millionaires. I've gotten a chance to work with several people that have businesses that are just straight up, boom, don't talk to me, just do what I need done. Get the heck out of here, get back to business.
They want results, in other words,
Yeah, man, but you gotta, of course, you're talking about a lot of money, so you gotta do it accurately and quick. But yeah, man, most of my jobs, some of them were in person, and I started as a teller. Then I became a personal banker, roughly about 20. Then I've been doing pretty much customer service on the phone from about 20 to now. So I'm now 27, going on 28. So almost a decade, dude, doing something that I don't like.
So basically, it's kind of like you just kept doing the job just because it was paying the bills, providing that money. It wasn't necessarily something you enjoyed, in other words.
Yeah, man, I never enjoyed it. I mean, from the first day, I've always been a good employee. Thank God I've always had a good work habit. My dad always instilled in me a good, to be very industrious, to be a good provider. So that's why right away I started chasing after the high-paying jobs, even though they were very stressful. But I've never liked it. But I gotta say, this past year, I mean, I've never liked the type of work I do. Don't get me wrong, I am grateful for it. I know there are people out there that would love to have my job, and I wish they could too. But yeah, man, it's just tough, dude. It's a tough business to be in, to be sitting down all day. Some people think sitting down is cake, but you're taking call after call, difficult situation after difficult situation. A lot of people are rude. You gotta put on that fake smile and
Exactly.
just let it fly. But I gotta say, bro, like probably about the past year, that's when, and I've never done this before, but like the past year I've hated going to work every day. Like every morning I wake up and it's like, oh man,
yeah,
the next 8, 9, 10 hours are gonna suck.
Yeah, you're just waiting for that 5 o'clock to the end of the day.
And then I think about it, it's like I have an awesome company. I know, like, if I were to stay with this company, I mean, a lot of people, I mean, it's not uncommon for them to retire as millionaires, because I work in a company that deals with mutual funds, which is, they do stocks and bonds within the mutual fund or so on. So it's very common for people to retire as millionaires because they pay you good, they give you good bonuses, and they invest within their products, which it's, won't say the name, but it's a very good company. They have really good results. And I was thinking about that. I was like, yeah, this can be awesome, man. I could work for another 30, 40 years. I mean, retire a millionaire. But then I started thinking, man, can I really put up with hating going to work every day for the next 30 or 40 years?
Definitely. I know how you feel. I mean, I've worked in various customer service jobs, and right now I have I would say a fairly easy office job that's pretty easy, but I kind of feel the same way. I mean, I don't.
Dude, I can't see you as doing customer service, bro.
I've done customer service. I wasn't good at it.
I will say that. Man,
I will say I wasn't good at it, but
yeah,
I know how you feel, man, because I've been there, and I have a fairly easy job right now. It's office job, but yeah, sometimes I'm just like I just don't feel like going in the morning.
Yeah,
it's difficult, but it is what it is. But I don't know. So you're saying that if you kept going, doing your job, you could retire a millionaire. So my question is, why are you going to give that up to become a barber?
Wow, man. That's a good question, dude.
And before you answer that, I just want to say that a lot of people definitely know how you feel, because the whole hating your job, I know not everybody loves their job.
Yeah, man.
And a lot of people might have an easy job, and they're thinking about doing something else and maybe quitting, but it's just like you say, the money's good, so you keep going. Yeah. It's paying the bills. It's just like a cycle, you know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, like, why do you want to quit this job to be a barber? Because you say you could retire a millionaire, which is a dream for some folks.
Man, dude, it's crazy, man. And I've been asking myself the same thing. I'm like, can I really quit my job and risk being self-employed, which I've never been self-employed, and risk something that at the moment I'm not very good at?
It's a little scary.
Dude, it's crazy scary. I've been on the fence about this for about 4 years, man.
Wow. Okay.
The past 4 years, I've just been looking at barbers and just in the shop, man. They're having a good time. They're having good conversations, good one-on-ones, and as far as like why I would quit, like, dude, because honestly, dude, money isn't everything. Like, money isn't everything. I mean, you do need money. Don't get me wrong. I mean, happiness ain't gonna pay the bills, dude.
For real.
It ain't gonna pay the bills, bro. But happiness ain't gonna pay the bills, man. But you only need a certain amount of money for you to live, like for you to pay your house, to have food to eat, clothes on you, have shelter. There's only a certain amount. Everything else is just extra on nonsense we buy. And then another reason too, man, like let's just say if it doesn't work out for me, dude, I mean I grew up poor. Like you've seen the house I grew up in, dude. It's in the south side, which isn't the nicest part of town. Mm-hmm. And it was literally the oldest house on the block, dude. And I love my house, dude. I love my house. It's got so much memories, but I grew up poor, man, but I grew up happy, dude. I had 2 awesome parents. I had amazing brothers and sisters. I grew up very happy. I was a pretty happy kid. I didn't even know what being poor was because, I mean, all your friends are poor. Like, just...
Well, it's the south side. Like, everybody in the south side is not...
Yeah.
They don't really have a lot of money.
I mean, we're not starving by any means. I mean, we're not like a third world country by no means. It's nothing that wild, but I grew up poor and it wasn't like a huge deal, dude. It's just something you kind of get used to. But with that being said, man, like going back to like those dishwasher jobs, which some people view as have different views on, like jobs they would never want to do, or if they are doing them, they hate it. But I enjoyed it because it was more relaxed. You could have a conversation with your coworkers. It was real laid back. You didn't have to put on like a fake persona to be professional. Talk about finances with people.
Not stressful.
Definitely
sure.
Not stressful, yes. Bro. Like, dude, it was so easy working restaurant jobs. Even, I grew up working construction because that's what my dad did. He was a mason all his life. He still is, but he's a little older, so he doesn't really work as much. But even then, dude, like even the construction jobs working up as a teenager, dude, it was fun. Like, construction workers are funny people, dog. Like, yes. A lot of them are little comedians hidden in there.
Yeah,
dude.
Man. Yeah.
So, dude, it was like, yeah, the work was more physically demanding, but you enjoyed the camaraderie with your fellow man there. So,
yeah.
And that's why I really want to do barbering, man, because for the most part, it's mostly guys in there just talking, having a good time, talking about sports, what's going on the weekend, joking around.
Sure.
And really, too, bro, like, you've known me, man. I've always been slick. So I've always taken care of my hair. I've always followed obsessively all those Instagram pages from all the famous barbers, barbershops. I've always loved the culture, but...
you definitely love the culture. You love the art of barbering.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I highly prefer more traditional barbering.
Yes.
Like all the pompadours, side parts, all that good stuff. Very, very classic stuff. But, and then one thing, too, that made me think, like, can I really quit this job to pursue something else? Like, bro, tell me on what day, for most people, for most men, it's twice a month. On what day do you feel the sharpest, look the sharpest, feel the freshest?
Definitely after you got a haircut.
For real, right?
The day after you got a haircut.
The day after you have a haircut, you have confidence in the world, man.
It's up there, bro.
Yeah.
For real. Like, I don't know. Like, I can't explain it. If you're a guy and after you got a haircut, you know what we're saying. Seriously.
Yeah,
like,
kind of pop your chest out a little bit.
That day after you get your haircut, you're feeling good, but that day after, you can't be touched.
It's fresh.
You cannot be touched by anything. Yeah.
You'd be the ugliest dude in the world,
yes,
man.
Yes. I don't. If you have a clean fade, your confidence is on 100, no matter what. No matter what. I don't care. care what you tell me. Yeah.
So
undeniable. Yeah. For real, no.
For real, man. So like with me being into hair, like I've always taken good care of my hair. Always been into the whole pomade thing.
Sure.
With that being said, man, like I've always felt great after a haircut. Like that day and the day after, a few days after, when you're like the freshest, like man, your confidence is awesome. You had a good conversation with your barber if he's a cool barber. You have to spend time with people.
Combos are good.
Yeah, man, definitely good deep conversations going on. So I thought like, dude, if I feel that great, I get my hair cut twice a month. So if I feel that great for every 2 weeks, like, dude, I can't imagine having a job where you're bringing joy to that many people, that many men, and giving them that confidence in themselves to maybe go after that girl they've been wanting to talk to, or maybe feel ready for that job interview they've wanted because they feel fresh.
Confidence for anything, for sure.
Nah, man. So that's why, man. I just started thinking about that. I'm like, man, if I could make people's day for 8 hours, 5 days a week, like that's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. So basically, it's like you're trading in a job you hate, you don't want to do, you don't want to be there. It pays good though. Pays good,
man. Yeah.
But you don't want to be there. But it's kind of going back to the days when you say you were like washing dishes, doing construction, basically working with your hands.
Yeah.
Going back to barbering, you're going to be working with your hands again. Maybe not as laborious, but definitely going to be doing something. Building something. You know, like building relationships with customers. Making something as far as cutting people's hair, making a good fade, making a good, whatever you call it, design, anything.
And going back to that building relationships, that's there's another barber out there, I forget his name, that says it, but he always says, I don't build, if I remember correctly, I don't build clientele, I build relationships. To me, that's an awesome quote.
I believe that. Oh, a good barber. I believe a good barber does that.
His name is Macho El Mazuro.
Okay.
Dude, that guy is an awesome barber, man. He does his own podcast too, YouTube channel. He's an awesome barber. But man, that quote is, man, that's an awesome quote, bro. And really, that means a lot to me because working customer service, you would think I would build a relationship with people, but not really, man. Because if you go back to the beginning when I was a teller, I would have different people every day. I worked at a super busy branch. It was just people coming in and out. It's not like you could talk to them, man. These are business guys bringing in the deposits.
Building the relationship with them and the company you work for.
Yeah.
Not you personally.
Yeah, man. And then in this phone job, man, we take thousands of calls every day, dude. So it's never like we're talking to the same guy. I worked at this current company that I'm at. What's it been? A good 2.5 years? And I can't say once that I've talked to the same guy. That's just how huge the company is.
Just new calls, new people every day.
Yeah, so it's not like I could say, I built a long-lasting relationship with somebody. No, I provide an awesome level of customer service, professionalism, but I never see the guy again. Versus barbering, if you're a good barber, that guy's going to stay and wait for you or do the appointment just with you. And you're going to see that guy twice a month, every day, maybe to the day he dies. Or to the day you move or something happens.
Yeah, for sure. Now, talking about customer service, we talked about the business side. Let's talk about the barbering side. How important would you say is customer service to you? As far as, let me ask, as far as you being a client.
Yeah. Before
I asked you being a barber. Because we've gone to the same shop before.
Yeah, that could be a whole podcast in itself.
Yeah,
dude. But from a client standpoint, because again, I'm not a barber at the moment. I just
future
a guy
barber,
that loves
future barber. Just
very near future.
Near, it's happening right now.
But I've always been a guy that goes to a barbershop. Never gone to a salon. Never gone to any commercial franchise. Customer service is huge for me, man. I gotta say, when I was a kid, it was awesome. Because I had the same old guys that would talk to me. That would be, you'd be the 5-year-old kid. They'd be like, "Hey, champ, how you doing, man?" Or, "¿Cómo estás, mijo?" Like, just old Mexican guys. Sure. "Hey, ¿cómo está la familia?" Like, how's everybody doing? we had a good time, man. It was just a good conversation with me, and I enjoyed having all the barbershops. I'll go to ¿cómo se llama? Garcia's barbershop on the south side. It's an old barbershop.
It is.
And that straight up is a family-run barbershop because it's Garcia's brothers. And for the majority, I want to say it's about 5 brothers that are in there. And then maybe like 2 other guys that aren't related to them. But the majority is all family, and they could all cut hair. They're all older guys. I think now they're probably, I'm sure some of them have retired since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Because they were old when I was a kid. So right now they're probably 80s. Hopefully they're still with us. They're like somewhere might even be in the 90s.
They're up there.
For sure they're in the 70s, yeah. Because when I was a kid, they were like 50s and 60s. And some of them were a little older, but I could be wrong, but I just remember seeing them as old when I was a kid. But like I said, man, they made you feel good. They made you feel at home. But I gotta say, after I moved out, that's when I take that back. It was even before that, because that shop is really well known in the south side of San Antonio. It's a extremely busy barbershop, and it is crazy packed, dude. Like on a Saturday, you'll easily wait an hour, or sometimes 2 hours to get a haircut.
It's packed. I never went. I've driven by it a lot. It's always packed every time I drive by.
It's always packed. So I love the shop, but at the same time, I'm busy. I was going to high school, and I was working, sometimes part-time, sometimes full-time.
A lot of people from school went to that shop.
I ain't got time to be waiting 2 hours for a haircut, and then plus the haircut, that's 2.5 hours.
From what I remember in high school, it's either that or another shop.
Yeah.
You know what shop I'm talking about. You know what shop.
Acapulco's?
Acapulco. It was either that, I only heard Acapulco or Garcia's. Like, that's the only place people went to get haircuts.
Yeah, man. And so when I started kind of drifting away, if you want to say that, from my barbers, because they were extremely busy barbers, and they didn't take appointments, so it was all walk-ins. It didn't matter what time you showed up, man. That place was always busy.
Yeah.
But I started drifting away because once I got busy, once I got into school and working, it was a lot more busy. So I started exploring more shops. The south side, west side of San Antonio. And don't get me wrong, man, there were some good young barbers. So this was I'm 27 now, so about 10, 12 years ago. That's when I started looking around. And there were some good barbers, but at that time, that's when the new generation kind of started coming in. And it wasn't all just like older barbers.
There was a lot of younger cats.
Yeah,
for sure. Younger cats. Like,
for sure.
Our age, yeah. I would say.
Yeah, and that was kind of new, man, because this was only 10, 20 years ago. It was mostly older guys that we would see, at least in San Antonio.
Yeah, for sure. Or at least where we went.
At least in our side of town.
Mm-hmm.
But then we would go, and there would be these young guys. Like I said, man, very talented, good barbers. Horrible customer service, dude. Like, I've had anything from just a barber give you a quick consultation, what do you want? And then after that, F will be putting on his headphones, won't talk to you the whole haircut. So you're just there quiet for 20, 30 minutes getting a haircut. Pay the guy and you leave. You have no interaction with him.
I've definitely had that. Like, he's building no rapport with his customers.
Zero, dude.
He's not asking, like, any questions about the haircut. I'm not difficult with my haircuts, but at the same time, I don't know. I just feel like I just got used to certain ways of barbering, and I just feel like they're just...
It fell off.
Yeah, there's just... The customer service is... I don't want to say it's necessarily just because they're young.
Yeah.
But maybe they're just not schooled in the same way. Yeah. I just think the customer service isn't up to par.
Bro, the skill's there.
The skill is definitely there, because they can cut hair.
I would put up with their customer service for the skill and for them not being as busy as that shop. But dude, that's just one instance, man. I've just had I don't know, my pop's always taught me to be a stand-up guy. When you meet somebody, look them in the eye, shake their hand, firm handshake. And dude, I remember sometimes I'd walk into a shop, and that's just the way we were raised. Shake somebody's hand when you meet them, like, hey, I'm Josue, and
introduce yourself.
Yeah, man, that's a basic thing it's fundamental to any introduction. But I remember I would like shake these guys' hands and they would look at me like I was weird, or like they'll give me like a soft handshake or I don't know, man. Like, and they just kind of didn't get that, dude. And a lot of them wouldn't like it or whatever. And even worse than that, dude. Like probably some of the, we won't say the names of the shops, but some of the worst ones, man. Like I've had people doing drug deals while I'm getting a haircut.
I've had that. I've had barbers technically speaking in code when it's completely obvious what they're gonna do when they're cutting my hair, and I'm just like, just save it till after you cut my hair. You know, I mean, I'm not a cop or anything, but I'm just saying, what if I was a cop? Like, it's completely obvious what you're doing.
Yeah, but dude, I think you're dumb. But
well, for me, I just don't feel like it's professional.
Dude, it's far from professional, man. Doing a drug deal in front of a client, that's a freaking joke, man. Like, I've had guys like sell weed, sell cocaine. Like, I'm literally getting my hair cut. Then one of their other clients comes in, they buy something, then they leave, and then they get back to me like I didn't just... Like, I can't put two and two together. Like, some guy gives him the money, he reaches in his pocket.
Mid-cut, right? Like, you can't wait, right?
Yeah, dude, I'm like, come on, man. Like, I'm doing drug deals, get me involved in this stuff, man. Like,
my thing is, like, I don't care what you do, like, when you're not cutting my hair, but just cut my hair.
Yeah.
Like, just finish cutting my hair, do whatever you want. Yeah. I don't need to know nothing, but just be professional, finish your job. I'm paying you for it. I mean, just...
How about this, Sergeant? You ever had somebody under the influence when they're cutting your hair?
I've definitely had. I've definitely gotten my hair cut by somebody under the influence. Like,
bro,
no joke,
dude. Like, oh man,
I think that's why not when I say it, it sounds horrible. Like I feel like I was cheated out of a good haircut, but it still came out all right. But I'm just saying, like,
back in the day, we didn't know any better, man. We were kids. We were high school kids. We didn't know about like what. I mean, we knew that was inappropriate, but like, it's not as crazy as it is now. But dude, like, I've had people cut my hair when they're like smelling hard like weed. Like, my brother's told me he's had haircuts where the guy messed up his hair because he was like on cocaine. Like, it was just ridiculous stuff, dude.
Again, like, I don't care like what you like. If that's what you want to do, you know what, fine. But like, back to the professional part. Just be professional. Like, just do it. Like, I don't know why you would want to mess up someone's hair, mess up your reputation as a barber.
Yeah. Just
to get, you know, a buzz or something.
Yeah, man, it's sad, dude, and I think that's why barbering kind of has like a bad reputation, dude. Because there's a lot of and I hate to say it, dude, because I love the industry, and this is something I'm gonna quit a good job to get into. But man, dude, I feel like the majority of the barbers, and I visited a lot of barbershops, several barbershops in San Antonio. The majority of them are unprofessional, dude. A lot of them could cut, because I mean, you gotta get your license, you gotta be able to cut.
You gotta cut.
Some of them are awesome barbers, man. Some of them do like the blurriest fade you've ever seen, man. But they're under the influence, or they're doing deals, or they're cussing up a storm. And when I was a kid, I didn't mind that, man. But now I'm getting a little older, and like I'm fed up with that, dude. Like I don't want to hear you cussing it all up, man. Like, come on, dude, you're a grown man. So that's why I've kind of I moved around a lot of barbershops, and that's only because I get frustrated with barbers, and man, I gotta say, man, I'm really happy. I love the barber I got now, dude. I ain't gonna move around. He's actually, and surprisingly, he's a young guy. And he's a young guy, and he's actually still very professional. That guy could cut, man. Like, he does awesome, like, pompadours, side parts. He's into all that classic stuff. And he's about my age. I want to say he's about 28, 29. But he's an awesome barber, dude. So I'm sticking to him until he leaves, or I cut my own hair or something, man. But I'm sticking with him. Yeah. As far as young barbers, he's the most professional barber I've had.
So you definitely say... the only reason... No, I won't say the only reason. But the key reason is you're sticking to your barber right now is for professionalism.
Yes. And I've had barbers give me better fades than he has. I've had barbers. I don't. His scissor work is really good. So I love his scissor work, man, because I have a little bit longer hair on top. I just side part, sometimes pompadour, mostly slick backs, and his scissor work is awesome. So he's pretty up there. But as far as fades and stuff, like, I've had better barbers give me better fades. So yeah, man, I'm not just going for him for the haircut, dude. He's professional. He's actually kind of encouraged me to pursue this, because I kind of told him when I first started getting my haircut there about 6 months ago or so. That's something I thought was a cool job, and I kind of I've always thought about it, but I've always been afraid to do it. So not only is he my barber, he's in a way, I mean, encouraged me to pursue this. I already had it in mind, but he's encouraged me to pursue it. So yeah, man, it's not just all about the haircut. That's for sure.
For sure. Like you said earlier, it's relationships you build with his clientele or with his client. Definitely customer service, pretty good, professional. Yeah. It's definitely key things. I think, would you say those are things you're going to work on? For sure, I know you're going to work on the hair cutting.
Yeah, for sure I got to get my skills up.
For sure, you can't be just messing people's hair up, but you're professional about it. For sure you're going to want to...
professional mess up.
Yeah, for sure you're going to want to cut people's hair good.
Yeah.
Do everything good, but you're going to work on... I mean, you've been in customer service a while, so I don't see that being a problem for you.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a problem, and I'm really looking forward to it, man, because in my job, I mean, most these phone jobs, you got to be able to build a rapport with the customer right away, build a good relationship in the span of 2 to 7 minutes. That's about the average. So you got to make them feel right at home as soon as they answer the phone. Hey, how you doing, sir? What can I help you with? Back in the day when I used to work in person, shake their hand, look them square in the eye. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for coming in today. So I definitely want to bring that into the barbershop, especially now that I see it lacking. Not in older barbershops, because they're stand-up guys, and just back in the day, I mean, that's just the way they were raised. And
so you want to bring that old school feel,
man,
back to a barbershop. Yeah, not that it's not there, but maybe just some people. Lacking. Yeah, some people just don't bring it as well.
Dude, it's definitely lacking, dude.
7 minutes, you gotta. That's plenty of time for a barber, though. I mean, dude, most haircuts last 30. More than 10 minutes at least.
Oh yeah, and I'm saying the 7 minutes was like with my current customers in my phone job. So like me having 30 to 45 minutes on a haircut, like, dude, you're gonna make them feel at home.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't doubt you'll be able to do it.
So I feel confident in that aspect. But it'll probably be a little bit hard for me, because even though I've been doing this for like 9+ years, I've been on the phones and not having direct contact with people for about 7 years. The first 2 years, that's when I did most of my in-person.
Face to face.
Yeah, face to face. So I gotta get used to that, man. But I mean, I still know how to shake people's hand, look them in the eye, make them feel welcome. You know.
Well, I mean, technically, they're gonna be looking the opposite way. You're just gonna be working on their head. So
yeah, I gotta get used
you won't have to look them in the eye most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But I want to bring it back, man. It's and at the same time, bro, like, I don't blame these young barbers. Like, I was very blessed to have good parents. Good old school parents. I mean,
I think we both have older parents.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, my parents had me when they were like 40, so I mean, by the time I was a teenager, they were like in their 50s, and they were old school.
Yeah.
From Mexico, so they had very traditional ways. I mean, so I was very fortunate to have a very loving mother. Showed me good manners. My father was straight up all about work. My pops, I love my dad, man. He's all about work. So, dude, he definitely taught me that work ethic. I think working out there in the sun.
Any Mexican dad is all about work.
That's for sure, man. That's for sure. So I was very fortunate in that aspect. But he also taught me how to be a stand-up man, you know. Because I was a very shy kid when I was young. So yeah, man, he definitely helped me get out of my box. And I'd be a good man. Like, again, just something that seems so simple. Shaking somebody's hand, giving a firm shake. While you shake their hand, look them in the eye. Hey, how you doing? My name's Josue.
It's super simple to do, but a lot of people don't do it nowadays. I know what you mean.
But again, man, I don't blame these guys, because maybe they didn't have a father to tell them that, or maybe they did have a father, but he just didn't teach them fundamental things that way. But that's why I'm doing this podcast, man, because, I'm not I cut hair on the side for fun, but I'm by no means as good as any of these barbers, and I am not technically a barber, of course. I just cut hair. I'm not a licensed barber.
I'm not a barber yet. Let me emphasize that again. Yet.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man. So that's a big part of this podcast, man. I hope. I hope later on I get a good following. That way, people could really learn from an insider's perspective. Because I'm still a customer. You're still you're a customer. So you're gonna learn how we feel when we go sit down in your chair. And you're not gonna like the stuff we've heard, and it's very common things. So I hope a lot of barbers can really learn from this and not just be set in their ways and be, I'm my own boss, I'm self-employed, I could run the shop however I want to run it.
Yeah, for sure. Alrighties. Well, I feel like we got a good background on who you are, what you want to do. Now, so it's about June right now. When will you be starting the barber college? So you're attending barber college, correct?
Yep, I got it written down behind you, man. Check I got it right behind you. Check that other page. I know it's August the 8th, I'm almost sure. Check that page right above you.
Oh, this one?
Yeah. So today, you guys might be hearing this a little late, because it's going to take some time for me to get approved and submit it to Apple to do podcast.
Today is June the 8th.
June the 8th, and I'm starting August 8th, right?
So exactly 2 months from now, August 8th, you'll be starting your barber college.
Yeah, so it's exactly 2 months away.
Wow.
August the 8th, man. That day's...
soon approaching, man. August 8th.
It's scary, man, now that I see it's only 2 months away.
2 months away, bro.
Yeah, so people are probably going to hear this sometime in July. I'm assuming that's when it's going to get approved, but by then I'll be only a month away from
the school, the start of it.
Yeah.
And how long is the school?
This particular school, I'm going to go full time for sure to get it done with. It's going to be 11 months.
11 months.
Yeah, so I'll be done by July of 2018.
July. So anybody hearing this podcast in the San Antonio area, where can they come get a haircut from you at the college?
I'm not decided yet, but I'm almost sure on one college, but I don't want to say yet.
All right. Yeah, keep them guessing.
Yeah, there's a few barber colleges here in San Antonio.
There definitely is a few.
Yeah, there's a few.
Some good ones as well, I want to say.
Yeah, very good barber colleges. I've been in them, and I've gotten a haircut by students. Awesome haircut for $5.
I've definitely gotten haircuts by students as well.
Your boy, though, was a student there, man. He could cut hair.
He can get down. He gets down.
But I'm going to start August the 8th. That's a date that I have in mind now. That's the date I have in mind. I'm pretty sure I know where I'm going, but I do still have some options. But August the 8th, man, that day, I already have it written down on my calendar. So I know for sure, once you write down your plan, it makes it more concrete. It's not just an idea floating around in your head. It's on paper, dog.
I've heard that a lot by various people. Just, if you want to accomplish something, write it down. You got to write it down. If you have a plan, you want to save money, whatever you want to do, you have a goal, write it down. It becomes more real like that.
Yeah, for sure, man. So that's why I kind of rushed. I don't want to say rushed, but because we've only wanted to do this podcast, a few months ago?
For the record,
yeah,
we definitely want to do this a few months. Honestly, this is straight up
for you
doing this podcast. I've been wanting to do this for a couple years now. I honestly been wanting to do my own podcast for a while, but for some reason, you know what? The reason I didn't write it down, for real. I didn't write it down.
You didn't write it down, man.
I didn't write it down.
It was just an idea?
It's been an idea in my head, and I just haven't gone through with it. But want to thank you. $1 million? No. Scratch that. $1 billion. Thank you.
With a B?
Oh, with a B. Capital B.
Be?
Be.
Okay.
Seriously. For letting me do this podcast with you. The first one.
Nah, that's what's up, man.
But yeah.
But yeah, man, that's why we kind of, like I said, not rushed into it, but for me personally, it only kind of hit me, dude, a few months ago. I started thinking about how much, for one, I love podcasts. Like nowadays, I don't even listen to a lot of music. Like, on my way to work,
I don't listen to no radio.
Yeah.
I hardly listen to radio now.
Oh, man, I hate radio, bro. Like, on my way to work, to the job I hate, I put on the podcast.
Bro, at the job I hate. During the job, I listen to podcasts.
I wish I could do that. I wish I could do that. But for me, on the way to work every morning, I'll listen to podcasts. Some about business, some funny, and then, oh man, there's like about 2 that I know of, like cool barber podcasts. Those are the only ones, and they don't exist no more. They stopped playing. I know the one podcast, man, I love that podcast. It was the Barber Session. But that guy, Chris Vazio, he decided to go, I think, just straight up on YouTube to do videos. But I don't know, man. We're kind of ugly, dude. So I don't know if we'll make it to the videos, man.
We might make it to videos someday.
Yeah, but for now we got.
Might write it down someday. For now, it's just audio.
Yeah, for now, man, we got the face of podcasters.
Yeah, I definitely have a face of a radio star for sure.
Yeah, homie. So yeah, man, I got the idea from them because, man, I would love that barber podcast, dude. And then it stopped, and I hated it because I don't want to put on or watch a video, and on your phone I kind of got a whack carrier. So if you're trying to watch a video, like, it takes a while to load up, and you got to listen to all the ads on YouTube, and
know what you mean.
It was just a pain, dude. So for me, like, podcasts, I could download them at home.
I was about to say that. Downloading the podcast is so easier. Much easier.
Change the game, dude.
It's because you don't even have to have service after you download it. Like, you listen to it whenever, wherever, without it stopping, buffering, loading, whatever. Like, it's just smooth, man. Like, and I feel most of the podcasts. I mean, some podcasts are whatever, but if you listen to an informative podcast, like educational podcast, you can learn from it.
Yeah,
why wouldn't you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, man. There's a lot of stuff you can learn on it, and they have podcasts on, like, so many different topics.
On everything.
Anything, dude. It's pretty ridiculous. It's
yeah, for real.
Like, they was just to prove anybody, so I really hope they prove me. So.
They better, for real.
And shout outs to Apple, dude.
Hey, Apple's doing the thing. I got a new iPhone 7. Just saying. I switched. I was a Samsung loyal.
Man, right here, homie. Right
loyal
here.
Samsung, and I switched to Apple. So approve this podcast because I switched for y'all. Just saying.
Yeah.
But anyways.
So yeah, man, I got that idea. So, like I said, a few months ago, man, and I really wanted to push it out, and that's why, like, last month I bought this equipment. I bought this little, I think it's called a Blue Snowball.
Blue Snowball.
Yeah, it records pretty good, man. I like it. But the reason I kind of rushed to do it, even though I only thought about it a few months ago, is because I really want people to see the whole journey. I didn't want to just do the podcast once I was already a barber. I wanted people, because I want you guys to hear me go through it, like the process of how it's going to feel, the anxiety I'm going to feel, the insecurity I'm going to feel, like how worried I'm going to be when I go quit this awesome job to risk it for a dream job, which is not guaranteed, which is self-employed. So I want you guys to hear all that process. I want you to hear me in barber school and I'm frustrated because I can't get that fade nice like other people can. I want you to hear the frustration, the struggle. That way, and I really hope it inspires, like, any of you young guys that are on the fence about it. And
you're inspiring me. What are you talking about? Get out of here.
Yeah, man.
I know you're inspiring other people right now, too.
Yeah. So that's really my hope, man, because I was really looking for something like this, and I did find similar things to it, but not a barber podcast that tracked the whole journey of a barber, from them quitting their former job to going through barber college to becoming a barber.
Because, like you say, most barber podcasts, it's already barbers. They've been experienced. You're trying to track your whole journey.
Yeah, and one of them was a guy that it was an awesome podcast. I liked it. But the guy, he was probably in his 40s, 50s. So man, he had already been to barber college like 20, 30 years ago. So
he's been a minute. Yeah. He's been a barber.
So maybe he don't even remember some aspects of it. And it was an awesome podcast. I love it. And Chris Basios, I mean, I want to say he's been barber for like 5 years or so. So he still remembers everything, and I liked it. I really did like his podcast, but I wanted something that tracks all the journey, dude. And one thing, like I really want people to get to is, I probably maybe should have emphasized a little bit more in the intro, but this could really not just apply to barbering, but anybody seeking to pursue self-employment, to become an entrepreneur, or just straight up seek their dream job, even if it's a 9-to-5 somewhere.
Somebody just trying to do their own thing.
Yeah, man. Somebody trying to chase their dream job, man. And it's.
So this is just not a barber podcast. This is a client podcast.
No, definitely. There's gonna be a lot of majority barber topics, but no, man. This is gonna be about customer service, about you chasing your dreams, about the struggles about chasing your dreams, about the doubts.
Everything.
Yeah, man. Everything, dude. And
the ups and downs, as people say.
Yeah, for sure, man. Definitely. And plus, man, I got some wild friends, dude. So
yes, sir. We know some people. We know
a few people, man.
A couple cats. Some alley cats, some might say.
Yeah. So we're gonna bring some friends around and definitely have them on there to spice it up, because I know I'm a little bit more of a serious guy, so I want to bring some people that a little bit wild, man. A little bit like.
I hear you.
You know who, man? I ain't gonna say no names.
They'll be introduced in the coming episodes.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, y'all gonna like them.
Y'all gonna like them for real.
Trust me, man.
So
it's Vader. What topics do you think we should cover?
I don't want to emphasize the customer service too much, but I feel it's very important. I feel it's very important as a client and as a barber. I mean, I definitely don't want to go to a barber who lacks in customer service, who's rude or disrespectful or any of those things. And as a barber, like, you don't want to give horrible customer service as well. I mean, because you're living off of like clients. You know what I mean? It's the money.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's gonna be a podcast in itself. To just share all customer service.
For sure. That's how I feel. I feel like customer service is key, for sure, and then cutting the hair, whatever style you want, whatever style you need.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely got to learn to trade and be good at your craft. That's for sure. What other topics you think we should talk about, man? Maybe I know I got some business ideas.
For sure, business ideas, man.
I'm definitely gonna throw out there and.
For sure.
Yeah, and I'm definitely gonna share them. I mean, I'm definitely not afraid to share my ideas. For one, because I've seen so many successful people share their ideas. And, like, in my mind, I'm thinking, like, man, dude, why are you giving away the secret sauce, man? Like, why are you giving away all these people, all this hard stuff? But,
it's not about being greedy, though.
It's not about being greedy, man. And I've been very fortunate in my life to people to help me out, tell me their tips and tricks, give me advice.
Can't cut everybody's hair, you know what I mean?
Man, that's a good point. So yeah, man, I definitely want to give out some business ideas. That'll come at a later podcast. That'll be a more business kind of style podcast. But for sure, that's definitely on my list. For sure, man. We could go on and on about customer service, dude.
I feel like customer service is up there, but yeah, like that's 2 or 3 podcasts in itself, man.
Yeah, it's like a rant itself.
It's definitely a rant, man. I mean, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole right now.
Nah, not right now, dude. They're not ready yet.
Yeah,
but one thing, another thing too, I want to touch on, man. I want to touch on technology.
Speak about it,
dude. Man, I feel like a lot of barbers are lacking in this.
Elaborate, dude. Elaborate for me and for the listeners.
Just to touch on a little bit. I mean, I love the old school barbers, but
let me guess real quick. Are you talking about technology as far as, not as far as equipment being used, but as far as barbers using it? Like,
yeah, barbers
as far as making appointments,
yes.
as far as being in communication with their clients.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. As far as that.
Yes.
So, dude, I mean, like, there's so many apps out there that you can use to book appointments. There's so many apps out there too. Even if you don't book appointments, you can like show people your hours.
Wait a minute. Wait, you're telling me I can't just sign in on a Spiral no more?
Nah, dude, there's stuff out there, man, called apps. So you download them on your smartphone, man. And just put when you want to come in, and when you come in, you get your haircut. You don't gotta wait an hour or 2 hours sitting down.
Hey.
Or you don't gotta go to a barbershop and then your barber not be there.
Okay. So there's apps you can use to check all this, to sign in online, things like this?
Man, bro, there's just so many things, man, and but we're gonna leave that for another episode. But for now, I just wanted to introduce you guys to what you guys can expect, introduce ourselves, and hopefully you guys can share this podcast. I mean, I know right now it's just the introduction. We'll get more in depth into those other topics at a later time. But once I get this podcast updated, I'll by the next episode, I should have some more information as far as where you can contact me. I should have my Instagram page set up. That way you guys can slide in my DMs, if you will.
Hey!
Slide in my DMs with maybe subjects that you want me to touch on. Or maybe email me if you don't have an Instagram. Email me on subjects you want me to talk about. Maybe send me feedback, what you like, what you don't like. What you would like to hear. Once I have guests on, let me know what guests you like. We can bring them on again.
For sure, Adrian. I'm hoping. For sure, Adrian.
That's a given.
I wasn't as live as I can be, but it was just an intro, guys. Come on.
Nah, man. But before we let them go, man, you got anything else you want to say?
Nothing, man. Nothing else I can say. I mean, we'll speak on the rest in later podcasts, but for sure this was an honor joining you on this episode 1. I appreciate it. I mean, I know it's your first episode. I'm glad I was on it 100%.
Sounds good.
And I look forward to being on plenty more in the future. And I'm going to try and get my own podcast, you know? Ooh. But we'll save that for later.
I'll definitely promote it on here, bro, for sure.
I hope so. But thank you once again.
Thank you, far too kind.
Look out for Sway, because he will be a future barber that you will definitely want to book.
Definitely.
100%.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. But alright, bro. I appreciate everybody signing in, and y'all be easy, and until next time, man.
Laters.